I'm going to ask you about your relationship with your husband, because I'm just thinking to myself, if I was in a contained area with my wife, and I love my wife, I love my wife. Take my wife, please. No, I love my wife, but take it easy. I haven't had my meds, but I had
Your Medicaine?
I had a Medicaine.
Your Medicaine.
I'm just thinking of us being in a contained space, having to work together
She would jump
on the
overboard.
ocean
Yeah,
for
poor
8
Liza.
years.
Just jump.
Yeah, she would start
Yeah.
swimming towards the crazy Billy Zane. Do you guys have times like that where you're really on each other's nerves?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Did I say there were 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms? So
I see.
Yeah.
So what is it?
But it's helped our communication a lot, because at some point you have to let go of the small stuff because it becomes dangerous. So it's really like the kids left. We became empty nesters, and
they didn't leave
we
the
were
boat.
pretty comfortable.
I got the impression.
No,
they left. We
we
took
were
a hard
really comfortable.
turn to starboard, and they went over the side, and so the kids left. So, okay, you were empty nesters, and that's when you decided to hit the high seas.
That's when we decided, we were pretty comfortable. We wanted to get out of our comfort zone and just kind of see a little bit what we were made of. And we thought we would do this maybe 3 years, but we're starting our 8th.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 countries.
Incredible. And I want to just get to let's say you're not getting along with your husband. What do you do? I mean, you can't, you stay on your side of the boat and I'll stay on mine? How bad has it gotten?
Well, there was a time during COVID in Turkey where we didn't talk for quite a while. And actually, I know this is Conan O'Brien Needs a Fan, but I would consider at one point you 3 were my only friends.
Oh, wow.
I was on the kayak, and I would go kayak around Cleopatra's ruins, and some of the only English speaking people, and you'd make me laugh. And he's like, "Oh, she's enjoying this," or whatever,
Did I drive? Let me ask you something.
You
Question.
made it worse.
Marta, did I drive a wedge between you and your husband? Did you fantasize about being with me and away from your husband when things were on the rocks?
I'm sure this isn't the only relationship you've wedged yourself in between.
Oh.
No, makes me sound like the
right.
intruder, but listen, I hope I didn't exacerbate any problems, but it sounds like we brought you some joy at a dark time.
You did, and I've got to tell you, I was in a CrossFit class in Gallipoli in Greece, and I was cracking up in the corner, and this lady came over to me, and in her broken Greek said, "I haven't laughed like that in so long. What are you listening to? I want to laugh like that." And so I showed her how to pull up your podcast on her her device. And so there's a lady somewhere in Gallipoli, Greece, who's now cracking up laughing.
Maybe. Or maybe she's going, I don't know what this is.
Marta is spreading the word.
I love that,
You
Marta.
should paint the logo on your boat.
You know what? Sona has a good idea. The Conan logo on the side of your boat. We'd pay you. And I say that without
Team Coco.
before I even checked with Adam. But I'm sure there's money in that. We'll look into it. And I say that knowing there probably isn't.
That's all right. I'll take.
We'll get you a T-shirt.
I don't know. Yeah,
get you a T-shirt.
would be great.
So-
I'd wear it proudly.
Where are you now in the world?
Well, let's see. Do you know where this flag is from?
Of course I do.
Oh my God.
No, I don't. I'm ashamed to say I don't. It's 3
Sicily.
legs. Oh, you're in Sicily. Oh. Hold that flag up again. I've never been to
wild.
Sicily. I've always wanted to go there. It's 3 legs coming out of a head. That is.
It's supposed to be the shape of the island, is because the island's like a triangle.
Yep.
But we're at the point where we need to lift the boat out because we do all the work ourselves. We sand and paint, and like today we put the sails up because during the winter we take all the hardware off. And I sent my husband up the mast in the balsa chair using the winch. But we're waiting for a phone call from Malta to see if they'll lift us out. So it's a 12-hour sail from here, and we'll head to Malta, lift out, sand, paint, and then head out to Greece.
What's that? Yeah. So you're going to go there. When you say lift out, they're going to take this giant catamaran you're in, and using winches. They're going to take it out of the water and put it in on dry land.
They can do what? Yeah, they'll either use a crane or they'll use a sled, like it goes underneath the boat. We've had both done. So we lift it out every other year to service the engines and paint. We have to put more anti-fouling underneath, get all the barnacles off, and then paint it. And we do all that work ourselves.
You do it all yourselves. Wow. So you've really challenged yourself. Can I ask you about your life before all this? Did you have a very conventional life? I mean, this is
Well, all that anti-fouling paint went to my head. I don't remember much of it, actually.
Yeah, I can tell you're pretty high on anti-fouling fumes.
You'd have to be.
So
right.
you guys, and what is your port of call? Where did you leave from? Where did you sail out of in the United States?
We bought the boat in France in 17. And then so we sailed down the western coast of Portugal through Gibraltar and ... But we sold the house in Bellevue, which Washington.
Yeah.
So
that's where my wife is from. She's not from Bellevue, but she's from Seattle. Yeah. So wow, I've been
listening for years. I know all about you all.
You're living. I mean, this is a fantasy a lot of people have, but they don't do it. And I think because of Billy Zane. Again, I don't
think anybody else has really heard of that movie much.
It's a big movie.
Is it?
Dead Calm. Yeah, it's a big movie.
4 people in this room have not heard it.
Well,
only one person has.
It was a breakout movie for Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I remember Days of Thunder.
They left an impact on you.
Yeah.
Well, it did. It's kept me out of the water. I don't even go near water because of Billy Zane. And you'd think that would be because of the Titanic, but no. Years before that, Dead Calm. Listen, I took us, what you could say, way off course.
Okay.
And I apologize for that. But Marta, this is very cool what you're doing, I think. And do you still keep in regular contact with your kids, or do they not know where you are and haven't seen you in years?
They've all been to the boat. And my father has come. It's interesting. When my son first came, I said, like, if I were in Oklahoma, would you come see me? And he's like, hell no, but you're on a catamaran in Greece, so I'm coming. And I get it. I get it. He's just joking. But it is pretty cool.
Sailing the Greek
islands. It's really
islands.
nice to have family. The hardest part is, where do we get our mail, right? Like things that you don't think about.
Explain that to me. When you're sailing around, how do you get your mail? How do you get your provisions? How does that all work?
My daughter called when she was in college. She said, Mom, I'm applying for a job. What's my permanent address? I'm like, oh, can I get back to you on that?
Oh,
right.
So it does take some creativity. We have a mail service that scans our mail, and then this is where lat longs do come in to play. Like my credit card was compromised, and he says, "Oh, I'll drop it to you," and I'm like, "From what? From a helicopter?"
Yeah,
a new one to you. So it takes some planning, things that we hadn't thought about.
Yeah.
But I've been known to call hotels or different marinas and say, look, we're coming through. Can I have something shipped? It's okay to open it and look inside. I'm not trafficking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But the internet's like when we first started was really sketchy. I had SIM cards that I used to use, but now we have Starlink, which is why we're able to do this. So if we don't have a car, we have to get to shore and figure it out.
Did you sell your house to buy the boat? Wow, you sold everything. This is your life now.
Sold the house, the car.
Life of pirates.
Well,
I would dress up like a pirate and look for treasure.
Well, you sort of dress like a pirate.
Okay.
In general.
Well, we have found some.
You found treasure? Well, good. Let's get. I'm sorry. You started.
Oh my God!
Well, wait a minute. Let's get off the SIM cards and how the internet can be sketchy, and get to you finding treasure.
I did. I found some. They're called amphoras.
Yeah, amphoras. Yeah,
pieces of amphoras that are under the sea.
They are like little bottles, right? That and it wasn't an amphora.
Well, they're big bottles.
A jug.
They would transport
hold oil
olive
or
oil.
wine. Yeah.
Is there
oil.
gold?
Mm-hmm.
Is there gold in it?
No.
Well, I've seen mosaics underneath.
This isn't the Goonies. She turns everything into the Goonies.
I know you love the Goonies,
I love
Sona.
the Goonies.
Yeah.
I do.
So
I
anyway,
do.
no. Real treasure. If the Goonies were a realistic show, a bunch of kids who talked over each other
Okay.
would stumble,
You know what?
would
We don't
stumble
have time.
upon a bunch of
We don't have
big
time.
old empty bottles of olive oil. That's what they would find. And they'd call it the rich stuff because kids don't know what treasure
Yeah.
is.
We don't have time.
Horrible movie.